opposition parties and leaders, including Tiruchi Siva of the DMK, Thol Thirumavalam of VCK, Vandana Chavan of the NCP, Hasnan Masoodi of the JKNC, Sanjay Raut of the Shiv Sena of the Uddhav faction, Ahmad Ashfaqul Khan of RJD and Binoy Vishwam of CPI. Essentially, let me read the statement, viewers, for you. Seems to be in support of Sonia Gandhi, given the fact that she is appearing before the Enforcement Directorate in connection with the National Herald case just in a while from now. The statement says, the Modi Sarkar has unleashed a relentless campaign of vendetta against its political opponents and critics through the mischievous misuse of investigative agencies. Prominent leaders of a number of political parties have been deliberately targeted and subjected to harassment in an unprecedented manner. We condemn this and resolve to continue and intensify our collective fight against the anti-people, anti-farmer, anti-constitution policies of the Modi Sarkar that is destroying the social fabric of our society. It seems two things got connected here. One is the agencies going after political opponents. Two, the issue of Modi Sarkar policies. I don't see a connection between them, but the opposition really taking on the government on the issue of use of agencies like the Enforcement Directorate. Obviously, nobody is mentioned. It could be Sonia Gandhi, given the fact that the Congress interim president is appearing before the Enforcement Directorate today, or it could be other NCP leaders who are under the scanner of agencies in Mumbai. But what is important is that the opposition seems to be forgetting the fact that in the National Herald case, for example, and if we can connect with our reporters on the ground just to get a feel of what the Congress party is doing by way of protests, not just in Delhi but across the country. This is something which has gone to the courts, and the court prima facie has found that investigation is in order, that this case need not be quashed, that there is material available to suggest that the agencies might find something. And remember, in the National Herald case at least, in which Sonia Gandhi is all set to be questioned today, it goes all the way back to the time when in fact UPA was in power, the Congress-led UPA was in power, and the income tax investigation started at that time, subsequent to which of course a report came in which made Enforcement Directorate get into it. But then an important statement coming in from the opposition leaders. It's a joint statement, and the names I gave: N.K. Premachandran of the RSP, E.T. Mohan Basalam of the IUMC, Bashir of the IUML, Ahmad Ashfaq Khan of the RJD, Hasnan Masoodi of the JKNC, Vandana Chavan of the NCP, K. Keshav Rao of the TRS, and S. Karim of CPIM, if I could get the name right. There is one signature from the MDMK as well. All these opposition leaders coming in together, trying to put the government on the mat on the issue of use of agencies. Obviously, this comes on the day when Sonia Gandhi, the interim president of the Congress party, is all set to appear before the Enforcement Directorate. Conditions having been put or sought to be put by Sonia Gandhi's office, special requirements like the presence of Priyanka. Maybe some aspects of it could be because of medical reasons, but all those things and this statement in the backdrop of Sonia Gandhi's appearance before ED suggests that the opposition really trying to come together and support Sonia Gandhi. But as I said, this is something, the process that is happening has been taken to the courts by the Congress party, and the courts have found some prima facie material based on which investigation has been allowed. So in that sense, we don't know whether the opposition is picking this up only because they want to show that the opposition is united or they have substance. With this, I give it back over to Nupur in the studios.
Right, Abhishek, thank you for that. Now, just to tell